Hey guys, Suburban Home Nut here, and today we're going to flush out my water heater. And as an added bonus, I'm going to replace the drain valve with a new one. The entire process should take you about 30 to 45 minutes. I suggest that you turn off your water tank a few hours before starting or use up the hot water already in the tank. Alright, so the first thing we do is turn the breaker off. If you have a gas heater, turn the gas and pilot light off. I have a timer on my tank, so it's not too much of a concern. Next, we'll want to turn the cold water off, which is right here. Just turn the ball valve until it's perpendicular to the pipe, just like this. Then I turn the hot water faucet on until there's no more water coming out. Then I attached a garden hose to the drain valve and roll the hose out. Now the water might still be hot, so put the hose on the driveway or the sidewalk or some other place that's not near your lawn or plants. And of course, don't let anyone go near the hose while it's draining. Now I'm opening up my pressure relief valve. My home is only about a year and a half old, so I have one of those backflow preventers. This is to allow air into the tank so it'll drain easier. Now it's time to open up the drain valve. I use a flathead screwdriver and gave it about a quarter turn. I caught some tank water in a glass so we can see some of the sediment. And this is after the tank had fully drained. There was a lot more sediment than I anticipated for a water heater that was only about a year and a half old. Now I didn't get all the sediment out after the first drain, so I opened up the ball valve for about 1 minute and let the tank fill back up again. But not all the way. Once I drained the tank, it was time to swap out the old valve for the new larger one. You can use a pair of channel locks or vice grip. This valve took a 15/16 wrench. It took a little wiggling, but I was finally able to break it free. I placed a towel down to soak up any water that was still in the tank. And there it is. I took the new valve and did a dry fit run to make sure that I had a good fit. And I took my trusty borescope out to check out the inside of the tank. And after 1.5 years, it really doesn't look too bad. And this is considering we have a soft water system as well. So now we come to the controversial part of the video. Do I use plumber's tape, pipe dope, or both? Well, I went with both. And how the threads are wrapped are important. We want to wrap the tape in the direction of the threads. So if we're looking at the valve like this, we'll want to wrap the tape clockwise. The tape may come off if we wrap it counterclockwise. I start at the bottom and wrap it towards the top. Not all the way, we want to leave the top 2 threads open. This is just so the tape doesn't tear when we screw it in. Now for the pipe dope. I didn't go crazy on it, just a little thin coat. Carefully clean it out and it looks pretty good. And screw the new valve into place. The hole in the old valve is a bit smaller than the hole in the new valve. And yes, don't worry, I'm going to straighten the valve out. Now this new valve helps the tank drain faster, and it'll also help larger sediment or debris. Now we're just going to repeat the process over again. We fill the tank up a little bit and then open the valve to let it drain. I usually let the water run for a couple minutes, then drain it. You can fill the entire tank if you want, but I found that doing several quick flushes works better on my tank. Once the last flush is complete and the water runs clear, just like this, we can close the valve and open the ball valve to the water tank to allow it to fill back up again. And remember to turn the breaker back on. Remove the hose. Now some air is going to get into the system, so we just keep the faucet on to purge the air out. And remember to close the pressure relief valve. And that's it. Very easy, and this should be done about every maybe year to year and a half. This was some of the sediment that I caught. It's not too bad for being over a year old. And remember, maintenance is the key. Thanks for watching.